And we welcome you back to the Cubbie Corner here on SouthBendCubs.com. I'm South Bend Cubs broadcaster Brendan King. Glad to be back with you for another off-season of Cubbie Corner videos. Tonight, reporting from Cubs Convention 2019, where we had a chance to catch up with 5 Chicago Cubs, 4 of them currently playing for the Cubs at Wrigley, one of them a Chicago Cubs legend. So that's to come this winter on the Cubbie Corner. Plenty of content planned to put out to you on Facebook, Twitter, and the South Bend Cubs YouTube page. So keep up with us through spring training and all off-season long. Tonight, had a chance to catch up with Chicago Cub and former South Bend Cub David Bote. Talked with David about his travels between Des Moines and Chicago this past year and walking off the Nationals, the big Grand Slam, on August 12th, 2018. Here's David Bote on the Cubbie Corner. Back with you on the Cubbie Corner from the Cubs Convention 2019. Brendan King joined alongside Chicago Cubs third baseman David Bote, former South Bend Cub. David, thanks for taking the time tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Played with South Bend, came back in 2015, 98 games, 6 homers, 41 driven in. That was kind of the start of the progression to the majors. What memories did you take about playing at Four Winds Field?
I love Four Winds Field. It's a really nice place to play. Like you said, August of that year was really kind of the catalyst, I think, kind of launched me into that. The product where I am now, I got to play in front of those fans. They really bring the fans there and pack the house. It's really exciting. Great facility, and I love to be a part of it.
Was there one thing that particularly changed as Jimmy Gonzalez was the manager that year? You had a good coaching staff. Was there one thing you can pinpoint, or was it just overall confidence?
A little bit of both. The coaching staff really helped. They kind of came alongside Feliciano as well as Jimmy. That kind of settled me down a little bit and say, you're kind of pressing, just relax, you're going to get your at-bats. You're going to be playing every day here in the last month and go show what you can do. This
year with the Chicago Cubs, just a legendary year for you at Wrigley Field. Did you take, it's so hard to pick, but do you have a favorite memory of this year?
Oh. I mean, all the ones are pretty obvious. The debut is cool. The walk-off home runs are cool. The playoff game was exciting. However, the loss, kind of stunk. But just being able to be in that pennant race throughout the season, obviously want to be doing that again. Just being able to enjoy the journey every day for what it's worth is kind of the thing I'm kind of taking away. Not really get too high on the highs and not too low.
Well, I want to take you back to August 12th. I'm sure you know what happened that night. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 against Ryan Madsen, a guy that has a pretty filthy slider. What were you looking for in that 3-2 pitch? And obviously you got it and you cranked it out.
Yeah, it was. I was looking for a fastball. I was kind of expecting him to go down with it, so I was looking for something down there, and I got it up.
Did you just black out going around the field, or do you remember anything about that trot around and jumping into your teammates?
I don't remember much, that's for sure. But I do remember some parts of it, and obviously coming in with the teammates there was exciting.
You went on with Scott Van Pelt afterwards on SportsCenter. What was that moment like? Somebody just came up to you with headphones and said, "You're going on SportsCenter?"
Yeah, I knew it was an ESPN game. It was Scherzer Cole, so it was a good game to be a part of. His Sunday Night Baseball, of course. And they came with headphones and said, "Hey, you're going on." I think it was John and John actually, and then you got doused with the Gatorade, and Bill Murray was there, so it was great.
Well, again, a legendary year for you at Wrigley Field, but it took some hard work as well, going between Iowa to Wrigley. There may be a lot of guys in the future as well that have to take that path. What advice do you give to those guys in AAA that are kind of taking the shuttle from Des Moines to Chicago?
I'll give the advice that was given to me by our front office, Jed and Theo, and they said, this isn't going to be your thing forever. They said, however, this is where you are right now, and there's going to be a lot of people who wish you are doing what you're doing. So, take that with the grain of salt of what it is, and just kind of have that good attitude of this is kind of where you're going to be. This is part of it, and there's a lot of people who would wish to be in your shoes at the same time. And it's tough. It's not easy by any means. It's not easy doing all those flights back and forth. And people say, oh, you're lucky to be there, and you are, but also it's not. You would rather it not be that way, but just kind of take it for what it is and come to the field ready to go, whether you're in AAA or the big leagues.
How excited are you to get back to it?
I'm ready to go.
Well, we are too. But finally, in South Bend this year, it's going to be a memorable year because you are getting a bobblehead. Have you ever been bobbleheaded before?
No, I don't think so. No, so I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Well, we'll be sure to mail you a box. It'll come from Chris Hagstrom. But David, thanks for taking the time tonight. Best of luck this year, and thanks for jumping on the Cubbie Corner.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks. A great time spent with David Bote at Cubs Convention 2019. We thank him so much for coming on the Cubbie Corner for episode 1. There's so much to look forward to on the Cubbie Corner. Coming up this winter, we're able to talk with current Chicago Cubs players, GMs, alumni, and even some prospects at the Cubs Convention. So plenty more to come this winter on the Cubbie Corner. To tell you about something that the South Bend Cubs have introduced within the past week or so, they will be hosting their off-season job fair coming on February 16th, 2019 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Pepsi Stadium Club right here at Four Winds Field. We would love to have you come out that day, but one thing that is a little new this year is that the Cubs have introduced a new online application form that you can access on SouthBendCubs.com. You can fill that out for any of the 20 job categories that have been posted by the South Bend Cubs, or you can also come in on the 16th of February, again from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'd love to have you come out to reiterate what Nick Brown said in our press release that we were able to send out. Nick Brown, the general manager, talking about if you are passionate, energetic, and customer service focused, we would love to have you. This is a great place to work in the summer, a lot of smiling faces, and also some great baseball to watch, hopefully coming up this year. Coming up next week on the Cubbie Corner, we will have Chicago Cubs left-hander Cole Hamels on the program. Look forward to that. It was a great interview. So until then, we will see you next week. So long, everybody.